And then also off the bench, didn't score in the first game, but did all right in the second game. In the last 2 games, he's been a beast, especially in the fourth quarter. Tyler Bullock. Tell us about. He's like your closer now.
Tyler out of Nebraska doesn't start because you can't start everybody. But when he comes off the bench, he is our toughest on-ball defender. He's got the body for it. He can man up on people. He's quick enough they can't get by him. He goes to the rack. He rebounds like a 4-man. He's got a great vertical. He dunks the ball so easily at 6'2", and yet he's our shooter. He is our 3-point shooter, flat out, dead on. When we need a 3, we run a set for Tyler, and he's got that 40-inch vertical, so he just keeps rising up, and he eventually shoots down at the basket.
Yeah, I remember the first thing you said to me. He's our best shooter from 3. And I think he's like 55% so far on the year from 3. But I'm really loving the way he does take it to the rack, and he gets 3-point plays that way. He's so strong. Yep. He gets fouled, and he finishes. And he had 12 against Lake Michigan in the last 6 minutes. And in this game, he had a 3-point play, knocked in a 3, and then he had that steal and monster jam. So I don't know.
9 points in a couple seconds from a kid. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
And then we got our local guy, Stephon Draper. He doesn't play all the time, but he gave you 6 points in 8 minutes the other night. He's a local hero. Yep. Tell us a little bit about Steph and his game.
Steph has a good skill set. So Steph can defend the one guard almost as well as Bullock can. Steph loves going to the hole. Going to the hole and stopping in the middle, because you can't have a bush down there among the trees. And if he would continue and pass out to the corners where we set up our people for our jumpers, we love Steph. Steph does a great job. He's a lot of fun to be around. Raises the level of intensity in practice, not afraid to get in anybody's face, because when he's working hard, he wants everybody else to work hard. And Steph's playing time will get greater and greater as the season goes on.
I love him too. He's a well-built bush at 5'11", 200.
He is a
muscular upper and lower body.
And that's the thing that's saving him right now. His strength allows him to play against some of these guys.
He gets inside, and he does convert. Yeah. So then we have Jabril Bailey and Brandon Tunnell. They're not getting a lot of playing time, but it seems like every time you put them in, they're ready. Yep. A couple of guys out of Delaware.
Jabril, he's in a difficult position because he has the same skill set as Chris Matthews and Tyler Bullock and Nemanja Jokic. They're all the same kind of player. And Brill, being right out of college, he's kind of learning the pro game, and he's always ready to go in when we need him. Brandon Tunnell, point guard at Hampton for 3 years, starting point guard, Division I, played against all the best schools in the country the last 3 years as a point guard, did a great job. It's hard finding time for him right now, but I like his game. I like the fact that offensively, he's the quickest kid we have with the ball. Defensively, he's the quickest kid we have. Brandon's a player, and when Brandon gets his shot, he's going to really take care of it. And I like Brandon. I
like both of them. When I talk to them, they just say they're happy for the opportunity. They realize it's their first year.
They're happy to be here,
and they're going to give you everything they got when you get them in there. Your new guy, Chris Matthews, out of St. Bonaventure, Booch said we brought him in for defense and rebounding. In the first game, he was knocking down shots all over the place.
Yeah, well, he's got a hell of a body. I mean, he was at Washington State, Pullman, Washington for Tony Bennett for 2 years. Then he went over to St. Bonaventure. Chris is a dead-on shooter, and he's got the body to defend. He can play the 1 or the 2. We're trying to get him to play a little more one guard, hoping that won't take away from his shooting set, but Chris Matthews can shoot the basketball. He is really good shooter. Yeah,
the first time I saw him, he's so muscular. I thought he was about 6'8". He just looked, he has that big presence. And
he can defend, and he talks well on defense, and he motivates the team. He's one of the guys who you hear talking all the time out there.
And in the locker room, I get to go in with you guys sometimes. It's like he adapted really quickly to the team. They took him in, and so that worked out well for you guys.
Very well.
So also on the bench, we haven't seen him yet, but he's a super athlete out of Lee Heighton, is Danny Miller, 6'5" guard. Tell us a little bit about him.
Danny just graduated this year, so he's a young pro. Biggest vertical on the team. Danny really gets up. He's a 2 or 3 guard. He can shoot the basketball phenomenally, but his jumping ability is just out of this world. And Danny got hurt early, and we haven't been able to get him on the court, but he's been healing. He's working with our trainer and the orthopedic doctors, and hopefully we'll be able to get Danny in the lineup because he is a terrific player.
Yeah, you told me his vertical is actually immeasurable, unmeasurable, however you say it. He goes out higher than the 12 foot. And
yeah.
I talked to him one day. You know, he's a decathlete as well.
Yeah.
He played football one year at Lehigh and was offered a full scholarship to Penn State for tight end. So I hope we could see this kid sooner or later and
we'll
see a little.
one of these days.
Yeah, and then we're also thinking about signing a new guy.
Hashim has been with us for 2 or 3 days. He's out of Patterson, New Jersey. Probably goes 6'11", 7 foot, and I would venture to say 270, 280. He's going to be with us and work out with us and get into shape. You know, he was at Kentucky, then he was at UMass. Has some pro experience. He's going to help us down low. He'll be able to give KC some minutes. Hashim will give us the size that we need, hopefully, to battle against the likes of Rochester Razor Sharks.
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit before the last game. He said he wants to get down to 260, and I think you would like to see that as well. And he also did some boxing in high school. I don't know if you're aware of that.
No, I didn't know that.
He was 6'7", 6'8" at the time. And I asked him if he would be our enforcer if he was signed. He said he would have no problem doing that.
As long as he has my back, he's okay.
All right, Coach. Thanks for your time,
Thank you, Ange.
good luck today.
Thank you.
All right.